I love the instrumentation on the song. Now his voice as well, man. He's not the best singer in the world by any means, but it fits in well with the sound of the music. It's of course he knows what he's doing. She's been doing music for years now. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Eclectic Beard Reactions. This go around, we've got Upchurch and Vinyl. Now, Upchurch, he does a little bit of everything. He's made rock, he does rap, he does country. He just kind of does a little bit of everything. Listen to his took and reacted to his a couple of songs off the new album that he's got out, and this right here was released 2 weeks ago, so we're going to take a listen to it. And yeah, and before we go any further, like, subscribe, and the notification bell, because yeah, I'm not going to take it. 99% of this is what y'all recommend anyways. Here you go. You don't hear country that sounds like that on the daggone radio no more. I know that.
Sound of vinyl, all like your eyes on mine, and those kisses coming off your lips, all like good music over time. So just place that needle and dim those lights. Let's break out the vinyl.
So he's comparing his girl's kisses, comparing his girl's kisses and her love basically to vinyl, because like the best music that you're gonna listen to is gonna be on the vinyl. It's gonna be on records. They've got a different warmth and sound to them. Especially the older stuff. It's nice to hear older stuff, remastered on CDs, but there's a certain tone to the songs that you're not going to take, that you kind of lose authenticity basically.
Let time tell us a story of ours. Yeah, let's break out the vinyl. Slow dance under string lights on the porch. In your love I'll die, spinning over Maroon 5. Wishing we could stop time like this record we got. In my arms you'll fall like summer raindrops. Somewhere in a cabin deep in the woods, cell phone off, break out the vinyl.
I love the instrumentation on this song. Now his voice as well, man. He's not the best singer in the world by any means, but it fits in well with the sound of the music. It's of course he knows what he's doing. She's been doing music for years now, but the sound of this is just it reminds me of like it's like a mix between like that old country that your parents grew up on with the steel guitar and stuff like that, and also like 90s country where it was still, you had a touch of like that Texas swing in it almost, like the honky tonk swing type stuff, but it wasn't full bore. So it's kind of the vibe I'm getting. It's kind of the sound I'm getting off of this almost, because he's singing this in a way that's reminiscent of like 70s country singers, where at that point in time you had a countryer sound, but you had some of that pop infusion into it that made it sound almost crooning type in a way. Almost not so much crooning, but more like they tried making a lot of country in the 70s. It sounded like it was coming out of Motown almost, with the way they sung it. Not lyrically, but with the way they sung it. This is kind of the same way, because that's just what this reminds me of.
Break out the vinyl. the shiver up your spine. When the window is open and the breeze slips on in around 2 glasses of strawberry wine. Oh, sound on vinyl can make you feel a place, like an old record player from some old farmhouse, getting much better looking with age. So just place that needle and dim those lights. Let's break out the vinyl. Let time tell us a story of ours. Yeah, let's break out.
I really like I like this. This is just the sound of this takes me it takes me back. It really does, man, because a lot of the most of the country I grew up on sounded a lot like this. I love this. I loved it. I love how he's taken and making the connection between his woman and vinyl. It's just I really like this. This is just it's not often that you hear steel guitar in country music anymore. It's not often you don't hear you hear country that doesn't have a clap track anymore. Country nowadays has gotten so poppy. It's almost like pop with a twang is what it is these days. It's you got people trying to take and be doing R&B, but it's not even like today's R&B that they're trying to take and mimic. It's more like 90s Boys to Men R&B. I'm sorry, only Boys and Men can do that kind of R&B, so stop. Stop. This right here is like the connection he's making, the realness of what he's talking about. It's that's the heart and soul of country music, and it's gotten so far away from it. It's so nice to hear something that sounds like this. It's one of the reasons why I love the last album that he dropped. It's just it reminds me so much of the country that I grew up on.
The vinyl, slow dance under string lights on the porch. In your love, I'll die, spinning old Maroon 5. Wishing we could stop time like this record we got. In my arms, you'll fall like summer raindrops. Somewhere in a cabin deep in the woods, cell phone off, break out the vinyl. Break out the vinyl. Break out the vinyl. Break out the vinyl. Like a needle to a song, it's my hands on your hips. And a microphone to a hit, it's like my fingers on your lips. So when the song is over and we're both asleep.
Now I will say this: I got a dock points for it's Jack Daniels, but it's cinnamon Jack Daniels. Come on now, if you're gonna drink Jack Daniels, you either drink the old label number 7, or you take and go up a little bit to the Gentleman Jack, or even the single barrel. Just saying, just saying.
That vinyl gonna tell a story of you and me. So why don't we break out the vinyl? Let time tell us a story of ours. Yeah, let's break out the vinyl. Slow dance under string lights on the porch. In your love, I'll die, spinning up Maroon 5. Wishing we could stop time like this record we got. In my arms, you'll fall like summer raindrops. Somewhere in a cabin deep in the woods, cell phone off, break out the vinyl. Break out the vinyl. Break out the vinyl. Break out the vinyl.
I'm a big ass fan of that. Oh my god, that is definitely gonna be in my playlist on Spotify. That is going directly in there. I like that. I enjoy the heck out of that. That's really good, man. Like major props for the sound on this one. I mean, it's just you don't hear that on country music anymore. You don't. It's you either got somebody trying to be Springsteen, or you got somebody that's trying to take it be Boys to Men or Backstreet Boys. I'm a fan of music, but there's certain things whenever you take and listen to certain genres that you come to expect from it. Nothing wrong with crossover, that's gonna happen. We've seen rock stars taking sing stuff crosses over into the country vein. We've seen people in country that's kind of crossed over to uh, rock or into pop. Uh, we even seen like with Colt Ford, he does rap, but it's more, in my opinion, it's more country than it is rap. Same thing with his stuff, but because of the subject matter, there's nothing wrong with crossover, but it shouldn't be so crossed over that you resemble more of what you're crossing over into than what you're actually doing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think country is kind of like blues in the way that when you hear a blues song, you expect certain things from that song. There's a standard to which it's held to. And country music has lost that standard, it seems. And this right here is just, this is something that should be played on a radio on a daily basis. This is something that should be played 3 or 4 times a day by a radio station somewhere, because it's, and on country radio, because this right here would chart big time on the top 40 of country, in my opinion. I mean, I like that. That's really good, because a lot of people, especially the older people that listen to country, that feel like they've been left behind by country music. There's certain artists that are out that I love to listen to that are in the mainstream, but they you hear them maybe once every 2 or 3 hours on the radio. This is something right here that, in my opinion, really needs to be on country radio. This needs to be. The boy's not getting his due. He's not getting his due. Yes, he does rap. If you listen to the lyrics in his rap, it's country. Same thing with Colt Ford. It's country. You say the same thing about Adam Calhoun. It's country. Same thing with a lot of folks that are taken into that scene right now. My goodness, this is just. But this right here, this really took me back. This dude, major props on this. Like I love the album that you dropped, Everlasting Country. This song right here in particular, though, I haven't listened to the whole album. So the 4 or 5 songs I have heard off of it, I loved them. This song right here is just, it's a masterpiece, dude. For if it's a single, if it's a single one-off or something like that, or if it's part of the album, this is one of the best country songs I've heard in a while, because it sounds country. Anyways, before I ramble on any further, keep the recommendations coming. Y'all have a lovely one. Peace.